Hi, this is Bill Harrison. Welcome to my MosaicSuede studio. I'm thrilled to have guests join me today. What I'm going to do for the next few minutes is I just want to show you what MosaicSuede is all about. Show you how the process works. I had a wonderful opportunity a couple weeks ago to do a major art show in Fountain Hills, Arizona, and so I had so many questions from people that I thought, well, this would be a lot of fun to show you exactly how the art's done and show you where I do my art. Now, MosaicSuede is a name that I came up with, and it really describes my art. It started almost 25 years ago, and I was at some friends' homes in Tucson, and I saw this beautiful furniture that had been covered with suede leather, and I thought, wow, this is really nice. So I started working with suede, and I realized that with patience and time, you can create some amazing designs using suede leather. So that's what we're going to do for just a couple of minutes here, and I'll show you how it's done and kind of answer some of those questions that I got at that art show a couple of weeks ago. Now, as far as I know, I am the only artist in the world that creates designs, fine art, from suede leather. And you can see around me there's a lot of different colors, and that's one of the questions that I always receive at art shows, and that is, do you paint the leather? Well, as you can see, there are every imaginable color in the rainbow. There's yellows and reds and blues, and all these are fine suede leather. So there's no reason for me to even need to paint the leather when I've got it all right here. Now, when it comes to creating a piece, and you've probably been to my gallery, I hope you have, the gallery on the website, you see there's a lot of different designs. Now, the way every piece is created, it starts on the drawing board. So I will sit down and I will draw whatever design I'm going to create. And once it's drawn, then each piece of that design becomes a template for my suede leather. For example, here's a new piece I'm working on. It's called Fire Dancers. It's a Navajo design. It's going to be really very exciting design. And in the middle of this piece, there's going to be a big bonfire. And there'll be people dancing around it. And in the fire, as you can see here, this is just a drawing. But in the drawing, you're going to have yellow flames, red flames, all of these, and again, you can see there's some wonderful colors like the red and the yellows, which will go onto this piece. Now, recently I had an opportunity to see one of my older pieces, something I did almost 20 years ago. And it's another question that I get all the time is, will the suede leather fade? Will the color fade? You're hearing my dogs in the background. I have two little black poodles, and they're so excited that we're having guests today. Anyway, talking about the suede leather, no, it will not fade. I was so excited to see an older piece that the suede was just the same as it was 20 years ago. Now, how do I keep the leather on the piece? That's another question I get all the time. And I use a very special kind of glue. And this glue is called leather weld. And literally it holds glue on forever. So I never have pieces falling off. I once had when I was doing an art show, I had a guest stop by my booth and commented that, gee, it takes a long time to do your art. And I said, yes, it does. She said, I can imagine that when you're creating that art, you must be thinking deep thoughts and having ideas about new pieces. And I had to laugh at that, actually, because no, when I'm working on a piece of art, I'm thinking about not cutting a finger off, because to create my art, I have to cut sometimes very, very small pieces. And I use a X-Acto blade, which is a razor sharp. This is a blade that cuts the leather. But I also use a very special leather scissors. And this scissors has blades that can cut the finest and the thickest suede. So I have to be very careful with the way that I use that equipment. Now, the other thing that you might have noticed when you were at the gallery, you saw that my pieces have a lot of depth, a lot of they almost kind of jump away from the frame. The way I do that, there's two ways. One is every single piece I cut of leather, I outline it with black suede leather. The other thing that I do is that because this is just leather, it brands very easily. And you can get more depth, so I use a branding pencil or branding iron, as I like to call it. So that's really how my art is created. It's a very exciting art, and it's a very vibrant, and it smells wonderful. So we're going to end today with that, and hopefully you'll come back another time and I'll tell you some more about my art. So thank you for joining me this morning. It was a pleasure.